13 laps to go in the Daytona 500, and here they come 3 wide to turn 1.
3 wide for the lead. Daniel Suarez has got it. He's in the middle lane. He can't block them all. The bottom is wide open. Here comes William Byron.
Byron punches a hole to the bottom of the racetrack out of turn number 2. He'll race side by side with Daniel Suarez. Here comes the third lane, all the way up against the wall. Ross Chastain powers to the lead.
Courtesy of Joey Logano, he shoves Chastain in front of the field. They are 3 wide, the entire lead pack. Chastain controlling the orchestra.
Ross Chastain right now looking like a pace car, and behind them they are literally, as Dylan said, 3 wide front to back. Chastain across the line. Willie B down on the bottom. He's getting help from his teammate.
Spectacular racing, front to back in the deciding laps of the Great American Race. 3 wide all the way back through the top 20, maybe the top 25. Byron by a nose.
Byron will grab the lead for just a moment out of 2. Here comes Suarez back up the middle. Chastain roars at the outside. They're bouncing off each other. Wow, what a move by Suarez to hang on to his race car.
And he's stuck in the middle. He's got one on either side of him and a couple in front of him. William Byron now in control of the inside lane. Drives right to the left side of Chastain.
They're going to side draft off of one another, but Ross Chastain has got a strong Ford behind him in the form of Joey Logano, is going to shove him to the race lead. Down to it here with 12 laps to go, and Logano on the back bumper of Chastain.
Manufacturer loyalty, at least for the moment, is out the window. It all comes down to who can get you to the front of the pack the fastest. Chastain's got the lead. Blocks Logano down low. Slides up to block Brad Keselowski on the outside.
Leaders thunder up the back straightaway. Michael McDowell is way off the pace. Not sure if he's going to be able to get back. Now he comes to life as Logano steps to the outside and leads by a fender.
He put the crossover on Chastain. He helped him to the front and then helped himself to the race leader trying to. He's got another Ford behind him. Logano does in the outside lane. That's Brad Keselowski.
10 to go in a Great American Race as they come back off 4 and through the tri-oval with 10 to go. We'll give you the top 10. It's a dead heat at the line. It's Chastain and Logano. They go 1-2, followed by William Byron and Brad Keselowski. Alex Bowman 5th, Ryan Blaney 6th, Daniel Suarez, Martin Truex Jr. 7 and 8, Todd Gilliland, Chase Elliott. That's your top 10. Denny Hamlin right now running 11th. Rusty Wallace.
That's all we said with 10 laps to go. You better be in position, and they're there right now. It's all go and don't slow, man. You've been coming here all year long and all week long working on this race, the Daytona 500, and here we are. You got to be in position to win this thing right now. It's going to be 3 wide right to the very end. No getting out of the throttle at all.
9 laps to go. 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson not too far out in front of this group. He's well off the pace. He's a veteran, Dave. I don't think he'll be a factor whatsoever as the field approaches.
Well, the problem, Alex, is he's got to find somewhere to hide, and they are 3 wide back through from about 5th place on back in this field. Here they come off turn number 2. At the front of the pack, it's Ross Chastain.
Brad Keselowski just flexes some muscle. He'll power to the inside of Logano out of 2. He'll slide up in front of Logano on the back straightaway. Brad starts a move against Chastain, and he gets turned. There they go, the big one in 3. Look at basically the entire pack is collected. Brad Keselowski gets turned, and Dylan Welch, there's at least a dozen, 15 cars crashing and colliding in 3.
Now, I've counted 7 cars that have gone by without an incident or without a scrape on them. Christopher Bell, the last one to go by, has damage to his right rear. Every other car behind the top 7 somehow got a piece of that one. A lot of them are still moving, but a lot of them are not.
We are under the caution flag with 8 laps to go. The field has been wiped out on the back straightaway going into turn number 3. Dylan, exactly right. Here are the cars that came by the start-finish line unscathed. Ross Chastain is being shown as the race leader. Alex Bowman, William Byron, Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, and Christopher Bell. We also show Briscoe, Busch, Allmendinger, and Jones having come by the line. Mike Bagley, 3/4 of the field wiped out going into turn 3.
Well, we knew it was coming because it kept getting more aggressive and more aggressive and more aggressive. And Brad Keselowski got clipped, got turned the other way. He clipped Logano. Logano went into the wall, and then when you're 3 wide, you have nowhere to go. Dylan Welch, once the crash started over here, the track was completely blocked. sparks, flames, and whatnot flying off those race cars as they raced over to you.
Yeah, and the infield here on the inside of turns 3 and 4 is a junkyard. Daniel Suarez's car is the one closest to me, nosed into basically the inside wall all the way in the grass. Joey Logano's car is stopped on the apron with a couple other cars over there, safety crews tending to all these cars, and then a few other ones that are blocked by the medical team over there. But it was a catastrophe, and now we've got a safety truck stuck in the grass over here in front of me. So all kinds of stuff going on here in turn 4, but medical team's on the scene.
With 8 laps to go, Ross Chastain is the race leader, and our own Kim Kuhn will be sitting by at the Advent Health Care Center. It's going to take some time to clean up the accident site. Part of the safety teams over at the end of the backstretch, others in turns 3 and 4. And then, of course, as Dylan reported, there's a safety truck stuck in the muddy grass down on the bottom side of the racetrack as well. From Daytona International Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. Efforting exactly how many cars were broken up and damaged in this big crash that started at the end of the Daytona Super Stretch to put us under this red flag right now, Jeff. And I can tell you, I'm not sure I got enough ink in the pen right now to write all of them down.
No, and I'm sure we're missing, 10 when we give you this list of Brad Keselowski, William Byron, Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez involved, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Anthony Alfredo, Denny Hamlin and Chris Buescher, Daniel Hemrick and Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, A.J. Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, and the list is going to grow significantly. Now, what we saw on NASCAR TV, it was Alex Bowman who was giving the bump draft to his teammate William Byron. Byron, I guess, got turned, or bump draft gone wrong, call it what you want. He shot up the racetrack, wiped out Brad Keselowski and Rusty Wallace. After that, it was on.
It was definitely on. I mean, it was just a pile of cars got destroyed in that thing right there. But it all started with the bump drafting gone wrong that we see here at Daytona a lot. And I'll tell you, when that 6-car Brad Keselowski went up the track, it took the 22 car out of Logano. It took the 12 car of Blaney out. And it just kept going.
We kind of expected was going to happen.
Alex, quite frankly, I'm surprised we got this far without it happening before, because the aggressiveness was just ramping up lap after lap. The side drafting was getting more aggressive. The bump drafting was getting more aggressive. And in this case, that was a bump draft that went bad. Wrong place, wrong time, especially as the cars starting to lighten up and go off into the corner. There were a lot of drivers having great runs tonight in the Daytona 500 that will not have that reflect in the box score. And there are some that were able to make it through. Some very few were able to make it through. Meanwhile, the cleanup continues. And when we say an army or a fleet of safety vehicles, that is exactly what is right now in the bottom of turns 3 and 4, just trying to get these cars back to the garage.
Under the red flag here at Daytona, add Ryan Preece, add Todd Gilliland. The number continues to grow. I can tell you that we still don't have them all. A number of them are on pit road, but Postman, with the red flag out, all the crews can do at this point is to look at them and get ready to service them. But there's a bunch of them. It looks like a junkyard on pit road. Steve Post.
Yeah, Jeff, and NASCAR rules say that under a red flag, you cannot work on the cars. So what they did is some of them hustled down, and while we were still under caution, they got a little bit of a start on it, and now they're just taking a look at it. Martin Truex Jr., they've got the right front tire off the car. They're able to look up under it. They're not able to do anything with it, but it's dinged up pretty good. Anthony Alfredo is in. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s car's got a lot of dents in the front of it. The front of it's still intact, but he's got a lot of dents in the front of it. Eric Jones is in as well. He's got some damage on his race car. Stenhouse is firing his up. I think they're taking his back to the garage area, so that might be the end for the defending champion, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Kyle Larson drove through the wreck. He came down pit road. They looked at the car. The car was fine. He said it was driving fine. Miraculous drive through there. When they got done with that pit stop, Cliff Daniel radioed Kyle and your spotter, Tyler Mon. You guys did a great job. It looks like that car came through it unscathed. So all kinds of fun stuff down here. But right now, everyone's just kind of standing around waiting for the red flag to be withdrawn so they can work on these wounded race cars.
Tough break for a lot of these cars down there. Stenhouse indeed continues to back that Cottonelle Chevrolet to the back. He will not defend his Daytona 500 crown here tonight. Jason Toy, no, you can't work on it right now under the red flag, but it looks like Denny Hamlin and his team are at least putting together a plan.
Yeah, that's one of the things you can do here is they got the tire off on the rear end that they have the damage on, so they can at least look and kind of put together a game plan of what they need to do to fix it once they pull back that red flag and put back out the yellow flag. You talked about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. that backed up to go to the garage. Same thing for Tyler Reddick. Too much damage on the right front and the broken rear end, too. So they went ahead, put some tires on it, took him back to the garage. So his day is done for that Nasty Beast Toyota. But, yeah, everybody down here, along with Ty Gibbs, trying to figure out what they need to do to work on their race cars. We can tell you that Ryan Blaney got out of his race car. He walked to the infield care center. So it looks like Ryan Blaney, obviously, his night is done, too.
Advent Health Care Center filling up quickly, but the good news is everybody able to get out of their car under their own power. Mandatory trip to the care center. Kim's going to have a bunch of them coming your way. Over 18 cars involved. We'll tell you who did not get involved here in just a few moments. From the state of Florida right now is out front. Engines are shut down. We'll recap everything, tell you who got through and who did not. When we come back from Daytona International Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. A chilly but massive crowd on hand here tonight to watch the 66th running of the Daytona 500. And just moments ago, if you're joining us, we just wiped out 3/4 of the field, headed off into turn number 3. It's easier, Alex, to talk about those that we believe made it through unscathed than it is to recap the 20 that we know that did not.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in just a moment. We mentioned the Advent Health Care Center was going to be busy. It is. Here's Kim Kuhn.
Including Brad Keselowski right now. He's having a word with Ryan Blaney. We'll let him get his word in there. Brad, what happened?
I don't know. I got hit in the back, so I couldn't really tell you. But it's a shame. Was kind of making the move for the lead with 8 laps to go in Daytona 500. And no offense, Kim, but I'm talking to you. I'd rather not be talking to you. Just one of those deals, you know. We're mixed up in the middle of the soup most of the race. Executed really well in the final stage, put ourselves in position, and just the way Daytona goes.
Down your toes, down, 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 down. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Oh, you did that. Holy shit, boy. Me either.